Hello, this is Billy. Today I'm coming to you trying to help people that may be looking for help. The My '03 Mustang, um, trying to pull out the seal and the bearing. For me, I'm putting in new axles. One of my axles was bent due to a previous owner had a wreck. In any event, getting the seal and the bearing out was pretty hard to get out, a lot harder than I would have expected. Now, the stock seal on this vehicle, this is what it looks like after it comes out. Now, what I want you to notice is this flat lip there, okay? Because when it's in the car, when it's in the rear end, it's really hard to tell that this piece right here is actually part of the seal. So the rear end comes all the way up against this. Now there was just a tiny bit that I could tap on this a little tiny bit. I could just tap on a little bit, and once I tapped on a little bit, I was able to get a flathead screwdriver just right behind it, and that's what this right here is. So I got the flathead screwdriver just right behind it, and then just pound on it until it gets like this. And once it gets like this, it will fall out. Now the bearing, man, that thing, I rented a tool that didn't work. I rented a slide hammer, and I rented the attachment for the slide hammer. I did not find any place that had the attachment that I needed for the slide hammer. The one that I was able to get, it had two little fingers that when you tighten it up, those two little fingers would spread out to grab the backside of the bearing. At work, we do a lot of metal fabrication. So at work, I was able to build this, and all it is it's a bolt with some big washers. Now these big washers are big enough so that it actually covers more than the whole area on the outside. That's important so that you don't mess up the rear end, the casing. Now this right here, this piece that I'm turning here, all it is a nut. It's the correct size for the bolt. Now, to keep it, to have a part that's usable and functional and doesn't gall up, the bolt is made out of stainless steel, and the nut is actually mild steel. By using stainless steel bolt and a mild steel nut, what that does is it helps it to stay a good functioning unit through the wear and tear, and the threads will not gall up. In any event, so just took a piece of metal. I'm trying to spin this off so you can see it better, but I just took a 1/4 inch piece of flat plate, and the diameter of the actual bearing, so this is the bearing here. Let me just go ahead and turn this off so we can kind of look at it a little better. Okay, so this plate that I took a 1/4 inch thick plate, and I took the bearing and I put it on top of a piece of plate, and I traced it so that it was exactly the right size. And after I traced it, I from this side of the plate to this side of the plate, from here to here, I went with 1 1/8 inch from here to here, and I cut it out, and then I welded the nut to the plate. The reason for that shape is so that when the bearing is in the rear end, you're able to slide this in, you're able to slide that in, and then you're able to pivot it behind the bearing like that. And after you've got it pivoted like this behind the bearing, then you're able to take the bolt with the really big washers that are bigger than the face of the housing, and you're able to thread it in. And as you tighten it up with I just put a socket and a wrench, and a ratchet wrench, and just tighten it up. And as I tightened it up, it pulled the bearing straight out, and it worked really, really well. This is what it looks like this. It's this plate that's pulling the bearing out is slightly, just a hair smaller than the bearing itself. The housing of the bearing is super strong. So as long as you've got a little meat, it'll work. That really helped me tremendously. So I wanted to share that with people that might be trying to figure out a good way to get their bearing out. In any event, so hopefully this helps people. Okay, well, you guys, good luck. Bye.